Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Can you hear and see me? I had a little trouble logging in. All right, let me know if you can hear and see me while I pour hot water over my tea. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm coming. I just came in from outside and wanted to get some stuff done, but I also wanted some tea. So I have my tea now. I have hot and spicy oregano, which is what that is, as a tea. All right. I do not see any of your comments past 6 p.m. So if you can see and hear me, let me know. Otherwise, I'll get started. Um, yeah, I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. And we do live chat every Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, except for the first Monday. We do it on Thursday. So, first Monday of the month, we do it on Thursday instead. So, happy Thursday. I see steam coming up in front of my face. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's going to go over here. All right. So, like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. I have something going on here. I'm okay. It sounds worse than it is. Yeah. All right. I almost lost my voice today for some reason, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. I suppose I don't need my safety goggles inside. Probably don't need my sweatshirt either. Thank you, Berta. So, yeah, I was just outside pounding in some grounding rods for my electric fence, which will go around my apiary, which will also go around my leach field. I am making them one and the same. A leach field, there's the lines are 10 feet apart, which with 8 feet of non-disturbed earth in between. And so on that non-disturbed earth, it doesn't matter how heavy stuff you put there on the leach field line, about 2 feet. It does matter. So I'm marking out, or I've the person who put it in came out and marked it for me. He marked it for me last year too, but he's here to deal with something else. So I asked him, hey, can you bring the plans and mark it out? You can kind of tell there's like little divot, but it's good to do. It's good to do the checks before I start pounding things in. So yeah, I will be getting bees soon. I'm really hoping this weekend. I haven't actually talked with the person who I'm getting bees from to see if I can do that this weekend or not. But I'm hoping that I can finish this. I'm going to finish the pounding tonight. I hope, because I only have half of a grounding rod left, and then the T-posts. And T-posts are, I think they're going to go in the ground pretty easy, just based off of what I'm dealing with the pounding. So unless you hit the rock, right? If you hit a rock, all bets are off. Plus, it's going to have to go down 8 feet. This grounding rod's 8 feet. Anyway, let me scroll up and see who's here. All right, Verna's here. Verna's Base Place in Blue Little Wrench, and she is a moderator, and she has a channel called Base Place. And does lives on Saturday morning and Wednesday evening. I will miss this Saturday because I'm going to do bee stuff for. All right, and Steve's here. Steve is S.O. Swanson with Blue Little Wrench. He's my other moderator. And thank you guys for being here. All right. Who's Mark? What? I think you, okay. I think you're good. You describe that later. All right. Oh, Verna, you're in pain. Okay. Is it your arm? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, oh, Steve, you're funny. Scheduled surgery for your shoulder. Right shoulder. Okay. Good luck, Verna. I hope it goes well, and I hope your recovery goes well. and that it gets you out of pain, because I know you've been dealing with that for a long time. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Mike is the governor in charge of the Ohio National Guard. Okay, that's why you said that. Okay, I missed the reference, so I didn't read it because I didn't know what the reference was. But okay. Oh, your arm is useless too because it's really lazy, Steve. That's nice. Oh my gosh, your left-handed coffee drinking. That's when you know it's bad, Verna. Oh my goodness. All right, Verna. All right. Well, who else is here? I did not clear my cache. I was going to do that. I didn't. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should do it while I'm live, huh? So yeah. I hope everybody's doing good. I am BBB. That's what I'm focusing on. If you guys are local to me, I'm in Southern Douglas County. Yeah, I figured that, Verna. I'm like, I don't think I should do it now. I'm in Southern Douglas County, Oregon, and I am going to have a rabbit workshop. We're going to learn about raising rabbits and do some processing, learn about processing and all of that. And hi, Adam. Welcome. And so if you're interested in a processing workshop, I will be doing that. It's going to be Saturday the 14th, so not this week, but next weekend, the 14th. So reach out to me. I have a couple spots available. I'm capping it at 6 people. I mean, I think that's a good number for the number of people that will be able to get hands-on experience. And then also, it's a small place. So I think that will be good. So far I have a few local people signed up, and so there's a couple spots left. You guys don't know about this because I just put it on the local Facebook stuff. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys are interested, it's going to be $100, and that will include all the instruction, and it will include you being able to take home the rabbit that you processed. If you want to take home additional rabbits, it'll be additional cost, but you'll be able to take home one rabbit that you process, and I think that's a pretty good price. I am selling my rabbits for $30 processed, and so $30 processed is what I'm selling my rabbits for. In California, I was doing 40, and I could have done a lot more. Adam's on here. We were talking rabbits. He said there's a butcher shop in Medford, I think you said, that sells them for $50 a piece. In my area, I don't think I could get the 40. I think it's worth it, but I think this community is a little higher than what most people would pay. Plus, I guess it is more effort. I am moving them twice daily on the pasture, but they are taking a lot less food. So yeah, that's where we are. That was Eagle Point. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, and thank you, Adam, for Adam. I met Adam and got some comfrey from him. So I'm excited about that. That is awesome. Good to meet you. Yeah. And welcome. All right, let's scroll up and see where people are, what people are doing. Yes, Verna says processing workshops are fun. Yeah, and when I learned to process, my first thing that I processed, because I'm not a hunter, the first thing that I processed was quail. It was a jerk quail, so that made it a little better. And then after that, I processed rabbits. And I learned from YouTube, honestly. I learned from YouTube, and that is fine. It's good. But it is also something that if you're in person with a person, it's going to be a whole lot better. I would see how it would be a whole lot better if I was with someone the first time I did it, or if I watched someone in person. Excuse me. If I watch someone in person do it as well. I have some going on It sounds worse than it is. Doesn't hurt at all or anything. Okay. Did you just see a truck go by, Steve? Didn't realize your house was that close to the road. Don't know why I thought it was set back further. I wish it was. The other house is. No. You've seen that shot like so many times. I guess you just didn't realize it was from the house, huh? Yeah. All right. Hello, Jacob. Welcome, welcome. And I guess I should mention Verna's on here and Jacob's on here so far. These are members of the channel. We're going to be doing potato soup and Irish soda bread on the 15th, which is 2 Sundays from now. So I'm going to have the rabbit processing workshop on the 14th. And on the 15th, we're doing the Cook With Me Live. And I need to get you guys the recipe still. So I will try to get you that before the weekend. It's going to be potatoes. And I'm going to find a recipe that's creamy because I like creamy potato soups. And Irish soda bread, I mean, it's baking soda. I don't think there's baking powder in it, but it might be. But I think all it is baking soda, salt, and flour. There might be some sugar in it, but I don't think so. Anyway, I have to look those up and I will get you guys a recipe. If you have not joined the channel, then you have an opportunity to do so before we get into that. And it's very, very affordable. And I have a link right here, which I probably shouldn't do because I know Steve probably found it already, but very, very affordable. It's a blast. Me and my kitchen, you and yours, and we talk to each other. We can actually bring multiple people up on StreamYard and do that. If you do the membership, it's a monthly fee, very affordable, and you can see all of the past members only videos. So there's a whole playlist that exists that if you're not a member, you don't even see. So there's my plug for that. All right. Everybody's saying hi to Adam. Everybody's saying hi to Jacob. Yeah, so Verna had a different order of operations. Her first was quail, then cuy, and then rabbit. Yep. Steve, so PJ had a similar answer. Steve says, I can't make it to the workshop. 2,300 miles is too far for me right now. Yep. Sounds like a head cold. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think is going on, and then I'm going to tell you the other part of the story is I may have picked up something like at the bee meeting that I went to the other day. That's one. That's not what I think is going on. I've been going to I've had lots of like body issues, back issues, muscle issues, all that. And I've been going to an energy healer in conjunction with going also to a chiropractor and massage therapist. And the energy stuff is pretty interesting. It's making a big difference. And this last time, it was, I think, the next day. Usually I feel something the next day or 2 days after, and something kind of pushes through. And it was 1 or 2 days after, and I felt like, you guys know, like the double bubble, like the ridiculously nasty hard bubble gum that you would get for Halloween. I don't even know if it exists anymore. The really hard stuff, but you would chew it anyway as a kid because it's bubble gum. And you know how your jaw felt when you chewed it for way too long, and you're like, oh, I felt that, and I started going like this, and there was like a big kind of knot, and I ended up moving it, and I think we figured out it was an infection. And it was probably an encapsulated infection that I was moving through. So I did that same day that we had the bee meeting. That was Tuesday. I was told to, so the day before I was told to bring it back up and go into your lymphatic system, and take it down to your belly button, because your belly button is basically connected to your whole body. If this is too woo-woo for someone, that's fine. We'd skip ahead in the video, or go to the bathroom or something. But anyway, so, and that night, all into my throat and stuff. So I'm just letting it run its course and see what happens. And that's what I think is happening. What could have happened is I could have picked up something at the bee meeting. But I'm completely fine. All right. Desiree's here. Welcome, welcome. Soup, when? The 15th. Next Sunday, two Sundays from now, 15th. You have to be a member. So there is a link below. There's a link in all the descriptions of all my videos as well to join. But yep. And I'll be posting the ingredients as well. Jacob says, I like some potato soup. Yep. Thank you, Steve. Yep, I got it, Verna. Yes, soup is 2 Sundays from now, if you're a member. And a member does not mean a subscriber. A member is it's a paid membership. Yeah. Yeah, Verna, I remember you telling me that rabbit is easier than cooey. I found that interesting because cooey is smaller. But that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. Soup Day is the 15th of March, and it's very affordable. I think is it $3.99 or $4.99, guys, for the lowest tier? Yeah, it's very affordable. Amy's here. Good evening, friends. Good evening, Amy. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. All right. Yep, 15th of March, 2 Sundays from now. All right. Oh, Adam, I made you spend money. Adam says, thanks to somebody gifting me freeze-dried rabbit and peaches for my comfrey, it convinced me to purchase a harvest right. It'll be delivered in the next 2 weeks or so. You went for it. You went for it. So you liked it. Did you rehydrate it or did you have it dry like a snack? I gave him some. I traded. He gave me some comfrey, and I gave him some freeze dried peaches and some from my old yard, and some freeze dried rabbit that had been seasoned with taco seasoning. Yeah, I want to know if you rehydrated it or if you were eating it like snacks. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Oh, all the cooey's muscles are in their neck. That's good. That's good. Yeah, Adam, you're gonna have fun with that. Howie's here. Food, forest, permaculture. Greeting their things. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Jacob says of all the things I've butchered, the weirdest has been bear. Why is it the weirdest? Is it because of fat? Yeah, that's my question. All right. Amy says nest boxes go in this Sunday for both doughs. There are nest boxes in for ravioli and rigatoni now, and they're due on I think the 7th and the 8th. So good luck to them. That was some expensive free-dried peaches. Exactly. A freeze dryer. Oh my gosh. Enemy is talking about a mystery box. I don't know what you're talking about, but good luck. Yeah, Verna says good luck and blessed kindling. Yep, exactly. Steve said I'm not sure I could harvest animals bigger than me. A bear. Yeah. Yep. Good reminder, Verna. Good reminder. Spring forward on the 8th. So clocks change in the United States, at least. If you're watching somewhere else, I don't know what you guys do, but we do a silly thing called daylight savings time. I think we should just have like, hey, we have summer hours and winter hours for our company. Nurseries do it. Nurseries have summer hours. School programs have summer hours. Why don't we don't need to change the clocks. It's just a stupid thing. Anyway, Amy's ducks have taken over ground pen for a group nest. Oh, what kind of ducks do you have, Amy? Oh, okay. One of Aaron's ones. Well, good luck, Desiree. All right. Yeah, I want to know what kind of ducks you have, Amy. Sorry. It was supposed to be a place to store extra straw. Nope. You made them a nest. You made them a nest. Yeah. Oh boy. um so yeah, my thing that's going on right now is Cook With Me Live is on the 15th of March. The rabbit workshop I'm putting on is the 14th of March. This weekend I'm likely going to be totally doing bee stuff, and somewhere in there I need to do a lot more things. So yeah. Oh, Steve says, well, Amy, but there is still extra straw in there. Oh boy. Okay, Adam says, my wife and I tried both dry and dehydrated. My wife has been sneaking snacks out of the rabbit. You've turned her. That is hilarious, Adam. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Desiree, if you're missing something in the mail, or if you ordered something, you need to talk with the person that you ordered it from. We're not going to be able to tell you what is going on with your order. So, okay. I don't know. All right. So, you guys have any questions, comments, discussion topics you want to talk about? Oh my gosh, that's what I want. So, Amy says 4 Muscovy ducks, Snow, Baby Gray, Fig, and Mimi, and 1 Drake toast. 2 juveniles, Rampage, and her brother. The brother doesn't have a name. Who eventually goes to freezer camp. Well, congratulations. I want to grow, I want to try Muscovies, but I want to try them in the food forest, which doesn't exist yet. But I really think that would be really great. Yeah. Ooh. Steve says as long as it doesn't have to go through Memphis, they have a chemical spill and mail is delayed. That is not good. That is not good. You don't name food, Verna says. Yeah. That's true. That's true. So I've heard Muscovy tastes like beef. It's just a little tiny mini cow. Can anybody confirm or deny that? Yeah, I haven't had them. I've had duck cooked. I don't know what kind of duck. It's just duck, right? I've had duck cooked both good and bad. So, yeah. Okay, Amy says, I love they're quiet and taste like beef. There you go. Yep, exactly, Verna. Breeders are pet, offspring are freezer camp meals. Yep. How long do you grow them before you dispatch? Because that's something I'm interested in. Mm. Oregano tea is so good. No, you probably can't buy that. You gotta grow it. Yeah. My goodness. All right. Something I have been noticing, because okay, last year when I had the rabbits, no, last year before the rabbits were out there, there hadn't been anything on the pasture in 2 years, I think. There still hasn't been anything on the pasture in 3 years now for much of the pasture, which I'm changing with. There's one that's in lower pasture now, and then the next ones that go down will go actually into the hay field if if it's not flooded still. And that is it's interesting because last year it was just tall grass, and then the short grass grew into tall grass again where there was already tall grass, and then I put rabbits on it. So this year starting low, I see so much more clover. So I don't know if that clover was there before in that abundance, or if if it was just able to grow because it had enough light. You know, it wasn't being snuffed out. But that is really, really good to see. And when we get to the clover patches, the rabbits eat less pellets for sure. They much prefer that over anything else. It's really funny. Yeah. Amy says, I grow the brothers until they get to be a breeding nuisance. 20 weeks old. Oh, wow. 20 weeks. How many months is that? 5 months? All right. All right. Oh, wow. Steve says, post office is not currently accepting any priority mail express service until spill is fixed. Was it a train? There seems to be a lot of train issues for spilling. I haven't heard about this, but I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the news. Yeah. Amy says, supposedly to pluck a duck, you harvest at 7 weeks old, or the feathers apparently are vulcanized to their substructure and are horrible to pluck. I have always skinned mine. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. It's kind of like with quail, right? Where skinning is so much faster. I don't know. Just a thought. I don't know if geese are the same way because I know ducks and geese people wax, right? Isn't that what people do? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me scroll up. Are we still here? Thumpers with the flowers and not wanting the greens. Right, Verna. Exactly. Exactly. Anime, I will not be posting a potato soup recipe. I will be posting ingredients. And then what we do is we make it together, and members have a Facebook group that after we make it together, I post the recipe. So the point of doing it is to do it together, and then for the people that can't make it, they can have the recipe, the full recipe later. So yeah, so I won't be posting anywhere publicly accessible the full recipe. I'll be posting an ingredient list that people can choose to say, oh, I want to be involved in that. So yeah. Yep. All right. I did not. Oh, you're asking Verna. All right. Thank you, Verna. Sasquatch was 3 feet from you, huh, Howie? I'll have to check that out. Exactly, Amy. I love what you said. You said yes, and I don't even wax myself, so that seems excessive. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you do get to keep the skin. So that's the good thing. And there's a lot of good nutrition in skin. Yeah. All right. Adam says, Khaki Campbell ducks for me. We raise them for eggs, then dispatch when they're not laying. Slow cooker. Very good. Very good. What is your secret ingredient? Potatoes? Desiree? Um, yeah, strawberry trees. You have strawberry trees up where you are? A lot of people don't know you can eat the fruit of those, and I didn't know that it grew at that cold a location. It's interesting because that was a street tree that, well, people tried to have it as a street tree, and then they got upset when the fruit dropped and stepped on it, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Check it out, Howie. Cream cheese is Desiree's secret ingredient. Got it. Got it. Oh man. Yeah, strawberry tree. Is it bloom? Is it in? It's not in flower now, is it? I mean, not flower. It's not in fruit now, is it? I don't remember when it fruits. Strawberry tree doesn't have strawberries on it. For anybody that's wondering about that, it's like a The fruits are like this big and they're red and they're good. So yeah. Ooh, Amy says I had a Canada goose attack a Muscovy one year. I did away with that livestock damaging nuisance and split the carcass with my neighbor. Those definitely taste like beef roast. I've had goose before, like once, and it was so good. It was so good. Yeah. I have not grown strawberry spinach. Yeah, strawberry tree. It's not a strawberry. It's related. I think it's related to like madrone and why can't I ever think of the common name? Arctostaphylos is the scientific name. Manzanita. I think it's related to them. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so that is something I'm familiar with. I've had it, but I've not done anything with it. But that's interesting. I wonder if there would be any market for it. Does anybody have any idea if there would be any market for it? It would probably have to be made into a jam or something first, right? I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm gonna get that link here from. Okay, I have that link saved for later. It's the national tree of Italy. Interesting. Do we have a national tree? I don't know that we have a national tree. Okay, Amy has grown strawberry spinach, but you just said that you just said that you've heard of it. Delicious, better suited to a green stall or a place that won't be run over by other plants. Okay. So the strawberry tree is from New Zealand. Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't think of a national tree, Verna. I think we just have a national bird, right? It should have been the turkey. Wasn't it like Jefferson or somebody? I am totally making that up out of my brain. It was somebody that there was somebody that wanted the turkey to be the national bird. Instead, we have the bald eagle that, I mean, it steals fish from other birds. It kind of wrecks other birds' nests. It has little tiny so much that the movies have to say, "Oh no, this is going to be a big bad one. That's too wimpy of a sound. Let's do a red-tailed hawk sound." Most movies they do that. So I found that interesting. And it's bald. The official national tree of the United States is oak tree. Oh, we have competition. Verna says no. Steve says yes. Well, an oak tree is not. It's a category of tree. That would be like saying that your favorite specific plant in the garden is brassica. Basically, all the brassicas that we grow in our garden are all the same species, even, and they're just different varieties. Isn't that incredible? A cabbage and a broccoli is the same species. Exactly. Oh, we're saying Steve may be right. Okay, Benjamin Franklin wanted a national bird to be turkey. I knew of someone. I knew of someone. That's why I clarified that I was pulling it out of my brain somewhere. 2004. Okay. Signed into law, the oak represents a national symbol of strength. Okay. Yeah. BC dogwood here where I live. Dogwood is an interesting one. Dogwood is an interesting one, yeah. Yeah, brassicas could cross because they're the same species, Desiree. Yeah, they're the same exact species. And Howie says maple leaf is our national tree. But just the leaf or the whole tree? Is it maple or is there a maple tree called maple leaf? I don't know the answer to that because there's so many different hidden maples. Okay, Amy says berries for strawberry, spinach have the appearance of velvety, smaller raspberry, but are denser and drier than a raspberry. Slightly sweet and tangy, quite good in salads with a vinaigrette dressing. I'm not a fan of vinaigrette. Yeah, ironwood. Although I would have to say that ironwood has a lesser range than the oaks. Yeah, ironwood is stronger than oak because yeah, the name is is true. Yeah. That's right, Amy. All squashes can cross. I grew a crazy looking thing by accident one year. Yeah, and if you're getting pumpkins from the store and you plant them, you're not necessarily going to get that pumpkin because a lot of the pumpkins, like the decorative pumpkins, a lot of the places that grow the decorative pumpkins, they get the seeds from someone, not someone, a company, and then they get the seeds from a company and then they plant them all together so that they can harvest them and have a variety to give to their people. And so all of those flowers then were just pollinated with who knows what kind of, pollen. And while you get that the fruit looks like what the seed is, their seeds might not. Yeah. Maple leaf tree. Okay. I did not know that was a thing. Where maple sugar comes from. Well, there's sugar maple, and is maple leaf the same as sugar maple? I still have sap in my freezer. I haven't done anything with it yet. Sugaring is over for my area. Yeah. Steve says they should have picked the sweet gum tree because it too is a nuisance. Oh my gosh. Oh, Howie says the Pacific iron trees on Vancouver Island. I have never heard of iron tree except for the Midwest. All right. All right. Always learn something on this thing. I might not be pounding steaks tonight. I was going to. I think I'm just going to feed the bunnies and go to bed. Okay, Amy says if you have some mullein thyme steam will probably help your sinuses. This just started. This just started like partway through the day. But yeah, I have oregano. You're talking about breathing the steam. I almost put some thyme in here. I have a little bit of mullein. So mullein is a medicinal herb, a very tall medicinal herb, and it can be used for different things. And one of the things it can use for is like the whole breathing. The whole breathing. That was very silly. Um, like everything that has to do with breathing, clearing out and the lungs and stuff. And you make a dried leaf tea and strain out the fuzz because it does have fuzz. And when you do that, it actually has it's supposed to do some things. I haven't actually used it, but I do have some dried because one of them one showed up in my yard in town in Gilroy, like in the middle of Gilroy, where I didn't see any of them elsewhere. It's a biannual. For some reason, it was not there the year before, but then that year it also bloomed. So I'm not. I mean, that's very fast for biannual. Biannuals typically um, have the leaf part the first year, and the second year they bloom. So I don't know how this did it all in once, but that showed up in my yard. So I did harvest some of the leaves and dehydrate them, and I have some in a jar. And then willow. That's when that willow showed up in the yard, which I understand that was a wood chip that basically got watered. So yeah. Um, so yeah. Howie says just starting here, the sap is running. Yeah, so it's gonna start, different places, different times, based on the temperatures. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you're tapping something. He says, need some rest. Good night, Earthlings. Cool live, Katrina. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Um, Yeah. So I did not know that thyme helps with me with that though. So that's good to know. Mm-mm. Oregano is an anti-everything. What is it? It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiviral. I don't know what else. It has everything good about it. Oregano, eat your medicine, drink your medicine. This is, oregano. And not only oregano, hot and spicy oregano, which is my favorite. I did get a plant. I don't know if it's still alive. It's in like a 3-inch pot, and we'll see if it drowned. But I did get one at the store. I did see it. They were on like super sale because everything was dead looking at the nursery. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you guys saw the video from today. I've been really, really bad about not putting it on the Facebook group. I need to get my butt in gear and do that. But the video from today, I went through my seeds, decided what I am planting, and then what I'm planting now versus what I'm planting, like what I'm planting in the garden later, what I'm planting in the garden now, and what I'm starting under or under lights and a heat mat inside. So that is what I'm doing, and yeah, I did buy one seed packet because I don't know where my chart is. I have the seeds. I know I do. When I was packing things, I just threw things places, and I have not unpacked yet. I keep on saying that. It's okay. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Okay, Amy says mullein steam is for mucus and cough. Thyme is for without mucus, dry cough. Okay. That is good to know. Thank you. Verna says, when my daughter comes over, I need to get a couple of pineapples and have her core them for me for pain. How does pineapple work for pain, Verna? Amy's asking. There is an enzyme, if I remember right. I know I'm saying this because I know that Verna is, is left-handed right now. So it like Steve says, it helps reduce pain and inflammation. I think it's an enzyme though, because when it's heated, when it's cooked, it goes away. So a lot of people add that to, I don't know if a lot of people, but people can add that to like their fire cider and all of that. Okay, that is right. That is right. I recognize that. Thank you, Steve. Due to bromelain, a mixture of enzymes found in the fruit and stem. Yeah. And it is, if you cook it, it goes away. If you heat it, it goes away. So yeah, there's a lot of things which have enzymes in them that are pretty important, that if you cook them or heat them too much, which is cooking, they're no longer useful. I know. So again, quail eggs, the egg whites have, I never remember the name of it. It's an protein enzyme. I don't know. That has like really, really good qualities for you. And exactly, heat kills it, Runa. And if you have that raw, then you get the benefits. If you don't, then and you cook it, then the benefits aren't there. What are other things that are like that? I mean, anything with citric acid. So anything with like any citrus, the vitamin C is what citric acid is. So anything with vitamin C that gets cooked above a certain temperature, it denatures the vitamin C. Which is why a lot of recipes call for citric acid to be added. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if like the citric acid, I don't know where they get citric acid from. Like they sell the citric acid as a powder. I don't know where it comes from. So I don't know. It's an interesting question. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Amy says fresh pineapple and kiwi won't allow Jello to set up. I need to look it up if kiwi and kiwi berry have the same, um, like that, like same medicinal use, because kiwi is supposed to be really, really good for you. And here we grow kiwi. It's hardy kiwi, but it's kiwi berry, and they're like that big, and they taste just like kiwi, look just like kiwi without the fuzz, so you don't have to, you don't have to peel them. I know some people eat the fuzz. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting to have those foods around and to know about them. Um, yeah, kiwi berry different than Arctic kiwi. I have not heard of Arctic kiwi. Has anybody heard of Arctic kiwi? I'm gonna look it up. Common citric acid. This is from Steve. Synthetic versions are produced from a type of mold and are often used as an additive. So does that mean it's more stable with heat? That might be what it means. And Brenna has the answer. Citric acid is produced on an industrial scale primarily through the microbial fermentation of sugars, such as corn syrup or molasses, using the fungus Aspergillus niger. This highly efficient, cost-effective process, submerged fermentation, accounts for roughly 99% of global production, converting sugar into citric acid, which is then filtered, precipitated, purified, and crystallized. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, what was I looking up? Arctic kiwi. And yeah, Desiree, there's a lot of different varieties of specific fruits. I don't know. It may be. I think there's just different. I think there's just different varieties. I guess the better question. See, I type in Arctic kiwi and it comes up with hardy kiwi. Actually, I spelled Arctic wrong, so let's correct that. I don't have any photos for it. Arctic beauty kiwi. It's probably a variety. Is Arctic kiwi a kiwi berry? Well, AI says it is a type of kiwi berry, but we never trust AI. Okay, so both are called Arctic kiwi or hardy kiwi according to Wikipedia. Blah blah blah. It sounds like it's the same thing. There's several varieties of different things. So just like there's like, when I went to the California Rare Fruit Growers apple tasting, there was 77 different apple varieties. Average person could probably only name maybe 5. Yeah. Amy says one variety is acai. Okay. Verna put the definition there. Arctic kiwis, also known as kiwi berries or hardy kiwis. So they're both the same thing. Okay. And they're not fuzzy. So yeah. So she's saying those and the large fuzzy kiwis, highly nutritious, but have different nutritional profiles and characteristics. Similar high levels of vitamin antioxidants. The smaller is often more nutrient dense. That's good because that's what I can grow here. With higher concentrations of vitamins and minerals. That's good. That's good. Anyway, says cosmic apples are the best. Yeah, they may be, as far as you know. You might get a new favorite one if you do a tasting. Yeah. Yeah. Shawnee's here. Hi, Shawnee. Hope you're doing well. Amy's asking, what do those taste like, Desiree? The cosmic apples. Never had them. See, that's just it. There's so many different varieties. So many different varieties. And Steve says Honeycrisp apples for the win. At one point I thought Fuji apples were the best apple. They are not the best apple. They're a decent apple, but they're not the best apple. Yeah. Yeah. And so exactly, Steve. Exactly, Steve. There are many opinions of the best apple as there are varieties of apples. Exactly. Yeah. And Amy says, love me some Honeycrisp crock-pot apple butter. Ooh, apple butter's good. Pear butter is better. Shawnee says, I have a question. Do you have any experience with gummy berries? I do not. I don't have experience with them. I know they're a nitrogen fixer. I talked a little bit with Stefan from Food Forest Permaculture. Is that his channel? Permaculture Orchard, I think is his channel. He responds to his comments. So I would, on his last video, he talked about gummy berries, but didn't talk about them in detail. It is a nitrogen fixer, and I do want to grow them here, but I don't have any experience. But I would forward you on to Stefan. He does answer his comments in his videos. Yeah. All right. Anime says the cosmic apple are sweet and have a nice crisp, slight tart with nice apple flavor. All right. Verna says, I have no favorite apple. I get whatever I need depending on what I'm doing with them. A red delicious apple is not delicious. Not delicious. A golden delicious apple is not delicious. Those are the only two I'm just like, no. Come on. Why? Okay, Shawnee says, yeah, I heard the same thing about them being a nitrogen fixture, so now my ears perked up. Like, hey, I might need that if it grows here. Yes, so Stefan is up in Canada. So what he now uses is he uses gummy berry, and there is a thornless variety of sea berry, which I didn't know there was a thornless, not thorn-free, but I didn't know there was a thornless variety. And I was like, that is pretty awesome. So sea berry has fruits that have a vitamin C. They're very high in vitamin C. And gummy berry, they're a berry and they're nutritional too. But both of those I think you can grow from cutting, because most of the stuff that he grows you can grow from cutting, or seed that falls. But yeah, it's really interesting what he's done with his orchard. Yeah. Okay. Desiree says, every person I've shared them with have become their new favorite, eating as a snack. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Steve got the nail on the head. They call it delicious, so they'd sell. Exactly. The same thing for halos and cuties for those little orange tangerines. It's like, come on. Hector's here. Welcome, Hector. What are you growing and where are you growing, or what do you want to grow? We're talking homesteading here. Water signs will never be happy. Okay. Okay. Amy says, I planted an Arkansas black apple last year and then found out the apples have to cure for a year before they're edible. Who came up with that the first time? Wait, so they're storing apple. Do you have any from last year? Did it produce any last year? Because I am curious about that. I'm very curious about that. And what about it? Is it black because it's rotten? Or is it black because that's the natural color of them? Oh boy. That's an interesting one. Desiree says cosmic apples have a starry peel. Okay. Who can wait a year to be edible? Exactly, Steve. Exactly. All right. Oh, they're a Honeycrisp and Enterprise mix. Okay. You just planted it. Well, here's to hoping that it is a great, wonderful, like your favorite apple, and that it stores super well, at least a year. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, not something you thought you needed to know, right? Okay, Vern says it's the black apple is a rare heirloom variety for its very dark, almost black skin and crisp, dense flesh that is initially very tart, but becomes sweeter and more complex with notes of vanilla, almond, and cinnamon after storage. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I will be interested to hear, Amy, about your taste experience once you've done it. Yeah. Um, yeah. So that is good. Oh, if you like tart apples, Amy, you don't have to store them. That's from Verna. Um, Sometimes tart apples are unedibly tart if they're going to sweeten over the season. So, yeah. Amy says, I bet these apples were found ready to eat in the burial crypts of the pyramids. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Uh, oh, you have this apple. Okay, Adam. Adam has this apple. Um, yeah. I'm curious if you store it, what happens? Yeah. But that would make sense if it sucks. You didn't store it in the refrigerator for months, Adam? Steve's asking. Ship them all to Verna. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, Anime says, "Oh, I also tried Opal apple recently, and they're pretty good too. And don't brown, cross between Golden Delicious and Topaz. I didn't know it was a cross. That is my ex's favorite apple. Um, he went through a phase of like needing to go to the store almost every day for more apples. Okay, we have apple trees. Yeah. Um, yeah, autocorrect is likes to think it knows what it's talking about, Desiree. It doesn't. Hardly ever does it, right? Like you guys can tell when I'm commenting in a live on my phone because it's yeah, it's not spelled right. So anyway, I don't know who else is on here. I'm going to kind of repeat what our scheduling is for this next couple weeks. Um, this weekend I'm doing bee stuff. Um, and next, so on the 14th, Saturday, so not this Saturday, but the following Saturday on the 14th, I am hosting a rabbit processing workshop. We're going to be learning about, I'm going to be teaching about how to grow rabbits, all about them, and then processing. And that is, I have some spots left. I did a local Facebook thing, and some people signed up. It's going to be very limited in number because I want people to get hands-on experience. And so if you are local and you are interested, let me know, message me and let me know. And we will go from there. And then the 15th, which is 2 Sundays from now, we're doing our Cook With Me Live. We're going to be making potato soup and Irish soda bread. And so that is membership only. So I will get the ingredients out to you guys before this weekend, hopefully. Potatoes are on the menu. And we'll get the ingredients out. And then if you are a member and you're not already signed up for the members Facebook group, search, I don't even remember what it's called. My brain's not working. Um, search for, so we do have a Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group, and that's anybody can join. Just you got to answer the questions and accept the rules. And then the other one is just for members, and so that will be. Oh, thank you. Is that the members Facebook group? Thank you, Steve. Steve just put up the members link. And I think it's Katrina's Kits Sow and Tare, or Sow and Tare Katrina's Kits, and I don't remember which way it is. But that is where the recipes will be afterwards. So it's also a good way for me to kind of reach out and tell you guys, hey, this is happening, or hey, this is what's going on. I'm going to be late because of this, or whatever. That's a good place. Thank you, Steve. That's a good place for me to talk to you guys about stuff, because when you sign up for the membership, all I have is your YouTube name. So I don't have an email. I don't have any real way to contact you outside of just posting something. And there are members only posts that I could do, and I do. But there is Facebook kind of gives us that secondary communication that all of us can talk together too. And it's good. So yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. And Desiree said, I just realized I have $20 Google Pay. Okay. All right. That sounds good. We might see you on the 15th then, huh? Last or less. What? Oh, probably less. So, yeah. I was going to continue to pound stuff. I think if I didn't stop, I would have been able to keep going. But I think I'm going to wait. Yep. Anyway, I've said like almost 10 times the soup ingredients will be posted, and that'll be posted on the channel. So yeah, that is a story there, and of what's going on. This will be my first workshop that I'm doing, and so it'll be I've taught people how to do this before individually, but this is the first time that it's actually going to be like organized and with people that I don't know. So it should be good. And we'll go from there. I plan to do a couple more workshops. So if you're local or local-ish and want to attend, I will be doing more. I believe I'm going to do one in April. I may or may not do that. It's going to be based on what else is going on. My parents are coming for a little bit in April, and then I am the tree stuff might be happening in April. So I don't know. I mean, not that I can't do it then, but it just might be a little much. All right. Verna says, blessings all. I have overdone it again. Oh, Verna, go to sleep. Go take Lucy out and go sleep. And I really, really hope your surgery can happen soon and that it does what it's supposed to do and your recovery is wonderful. Yeah. Good night. Oh, she's had that arm issue for a while now. A long while. Yeah. So, I talked to someone today, when you guys, one of my one of the things one of my goals for the year was to talk to a mycologist. I haven't gotten anybody to respond to me. It is what it is. But I did call, what are they called? Cascadia mushrooms, I think. Let me look it up. Yeah. I did call Cascadia Mushrooms today, and I did also talk to Territorial Seeds. I left them a message, then called Territorial Seeds, and he says, try Cascadia because we have this, but they're gonna have more variety. Okay. Love Territorial Seeds, so check them out. But so I did talk with a lady from Cascadia Mushrooms today, and for the food forest, when I cut down the trees, what I want to do is I want to basically inoculate the stumps because it's an opportunity, and why not, right? Why not, if it's an opportunity, inoculate stumps with something that's edible? And she said, so I did find out some things from her, which basically at this point is good enough as far as a mycologist because they're the ones that sell it. They're the biggest, I believe. They're probably the biggest on this side of the country that know what they're doing. And she said that Douglas fir has a lot of mycorrhizal relationships with fungus while the tree's alive, but not very many relationships for edible funguses once it has once it's dead. And the reason is it's more acidic. So I thought that was interesting. And she said the only mushroom that she might suggest, but it might not work, she gave me that warning, I'm going to try it, is oyster mushrooms. So that is something that I am thinking about doing. We also talked about, there's a couple of madrones that I want to cut down that are closer to the other house. And so, I want to keep the madrones other than that. But madrone is a hardwood, and that has more opportunity for different kinds of funguses. So I am going to inoculate a lot of the stumps with the oyster mushroom and see what happens. It might be a waste of money, but if it's not a waste of money, it's going to be a pretty good crop. And then there's a way to kind of like, you have to inoculate them within 2 months of them dying, basically. And then after that point, if you try to inoculate them after the point, it's the likelihood of it being successful goes down. So I need to have those things when the trees come down, which is tentatively scheduled for sometime in April, because it will be based entirely on soil conditions to get in there. So it's not too wet. And so with that, there's these, I'm going to do the oyster mushrooms with that. And then with the only hardwood that I'm cutting down is a couple of madrone trees. I believe that's the only thing. I think the rest is fir. And so I will have those ones set aside so that I can inoculate those ones. So I think that'll be good. That'll be really good. So yeah. All right, let me go up. All right, Adam says, if you need a hand next weekend, reach out to me. Awesome. I'm gonna think of that. I think I probably am good. But yeah, I think I'm good. But let me think on that. Thank you. Adam also has rabbits. And Desiree says I don't have to save for the subscription. Last thing I have to worry about is save for soup ingredients. All right. Drink some orange juice and cranberry juice. I don't have cranberry juice. I do have some. I don't have orange juice either. I have some oranges though, or little tangerines. Okay, Steve says you are doing blah blah blah. What? You are going to do the stumps or logs you cut down? No, those ones are going to be just chipped. They're going to chip the entire tree. The food forest has no duff. So duff it's basically the same as litter. In some forests, they call it different things in different places. Um, there is um, right now, the stuff that's out there is Douglas fir that was replanted or volunteered after being logged 30 years ago. The understory right now is almost entirely tan oak. There's other things in there, but it's almost entirely tan oak. There are some mature madrones and some chinkapin, but it's that's pretty much it. So there are some leaves on the forest floor, but leaves create leaf mold, which creates a bacterial dominated understory, basically a compost. Um, what the duff of a mature Douglas fir forest looks like is they can have like a thick layer of the needles and the dropped stuff and stuff like that that provides a big chunk of protection above the soil to protect the soil, to keep in moisture, to house all the little creepy crawlies. And what that also provides is the fungal dominated compost part of the feeding the forest, um, which includes mycorrhizae being more able to move from tree to tree and and move within that environment. Um, Mycorrhizae is something that uh, so mycorrhizae is a fungus. It's a fungus that has a relationship with a plant's root system. And in this case, we're talking about trees. It could, I mean, all the plants can have this. There's different species, different kinds, all of that. Um, so there are these relationships between trees and relationships between the tree and the soil that the mycorrhizae facilitates. And that on its own is a really good thing. But when there's no substrate or the substrate is subpar, which is the case now, um, it's going to have not it's not going to be as robust or successful than if there is a thicker layer that becomes an active area for them to live in and move in. So you might not think of mycorrhizae as moving, but it does grow in a direction, and it does actually transfer nutrients back and forth for the plant. It gets the sugar from the plant's photosynthesis, and then it gives it back nutrients that it goes out and finds. So it's pretty awesome relationship that they share. Um, but yeah, there is basically no uh, the stuff that's on the ground is like this big. There's no buildup, which you would find in a forest floor, and so putting wood chips there, I think, will help to heal that system and to increase the microbial growth, which in turn will increase the ability for everything to grow. Um, I used wood chips a lot at my old property in town, and you can get like if you get a truckload of wood chips delivered and you just let it sit there within a few days, it's going to have like visible um, mycorrhizae. Like if take off the top of it, it's going to have visible fungal growth. So, and that's what you want for your forest system. So yeah. um, Hold on a minute. Hopefully, I don't lose my voice. Um, yes. So I'm doing the stumps of the logs that are being cut down, and so I can. They said the 6 inches apart is if you're doing plugs, which is what Cascadia mushrooms does. And they can give me. So here's another thing that calling them is a good idea because they can give me a wholesale pricing, because I'm getting more than the little package that people get. But yeah, so she said that it'll probably last a little longer because stumps go down. They don't just end, they go down. And then also into the ground. And then also every 6 inches is where you put a plug. So if you basically the goal is to have that fungus claim that stump so that other funguses don't claim it. And it'll colonize it before other funguses can colonize it. So yeah. Yeah, that's good. Steve says, I personally don't care for oyster mushrooms. It's okay hot, but once it cools down, not so much. Okay. I think I've had them, but I mean, part of my goal is to have a sellable, something that's sellable early on in the food forest. And this is a way to do it because it's something that is most viable in the first 5 years of using plugs. And if the oyster mushrooms take, it'll take 5 years. It'll basically be good for 5 years, is what she said, and then sometimes the nutrients pretty much not run away, but are used up by then. But a stump will last longer, and then I'll be able to tell them how high to make them, and then I'll have to figure out what works for me versus what is going to be fastest for them as well, because I don't want to be like, oh, I want it this high, but that's going to take you twice as long to like go through because it's uncomfortable to cut it or whatever. So yeah. Janet's here. Hi, Janet. Oh, you're giving good advice, but not for me. She says chamomile relaxes and gently brings on sleep. Sleep in about 1 hour, 15 to 3 minutes. What? For me. Okay. Good when you're under the weather, ideally hot and straight, though sometimes add honey lemon. I have a reaction to chamomile that I don't really know how to explain. It makes me feel really weird, and I don't like it. So I don't like the taste, I don't like the smell, and I don't like how it makes me feel. So some sort of sensitivity is there for me. So I avoid it. I have it in the pasture. It's growing in the pasture. I should collect it for other people to have. But yeah. But good. Thank you for the recommendation. It doesn't work for me though. Yeah. And Robin's here. South Florida's here. My goodness, you guys were all at a party and showed up at my place. Welcome. Robin says hello from Chicagoland. Hello. And South Florida says chamomile is related to ragweed. I think we've had this conversation before. Yeah, and I don't think I'm related to ragweed. I know I'm not related to ragweed. I'm tired apparently. I don't think I'm allergic to ragweed. All right. Hey there from the Sunshine State, she says. Oh, just put your son to bed. Okay, just you guys all popped up at once. Shawnee was on here earlier. I don't know if she still is. Yeah. So, no, my tea of choice tonight is hot and spicy oregano, which is what that is right there that I grew and brought with me from my old place. I should have just dug up the plant. Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about all sorts of things, kind of right now talking about food forest stuff. So that's good. And there you go. South Florida, I follow Robin and Shawnee everywhere. They're super cool. That's good. Good people. Good people. Yeah. Yeah. So Robin and Shawnee and me are on the Urban Gardener channel. One of us is on the Urban Gardener channel every Monday before my live chat. And I don't think I'm this next week. Let me know if I'm this next week. I need to make a video. I think I'm the week after. and we do a segment that's called Grow What You Eat. So yeah. Yep. It's good. All right. Yes, discussing the fungal layer. Yes. So we can go into more depth with this. So there's two types of composting. Basically, there's bacterial composting, and thank you, Robin. I wanted to make sure. I'm like, oh, you guys are both on here. Maybe I should ask. I thought it was next. Not this Monday, but next Monday I'm on. Got it. Thank you, Robin. So yeah, there's two types of basic compost. One is bacterial dominated. One is fungal dominated. Bacterial dominated is basically things from leaves and green things, stuff like that. And fungal dominated are things from like wood, branches, stuff like that. It's what's best for what's best for garden, general garden plants is bacterial dominated. What's best for growing trees is fungal dominated. Better than both of those, have some of each, right? And as my goal is food forest, and actually, if you have it as a deep litter under your animals, it's going to be better if your compost has both. So, and by compost, I am talking about compost. I'm talking about putting things underneath your animals. I am talking about the the forest floor is actually compost. So that layer composts. When I had wood chips at my old place as pathway, I basically would scrape off rake off the top layer, and then underneath was like really, really good compost. And I would actually shovel that out and put it onto my garden beds. and that's really good. And because what I was getting was like wood chips from arborist, it had all the leaves and all the wood, so it was a mixture. It also has a better concentration of the right things in there to make it a more even compost, which is it goes faster, it composts faster. So yeah. And then bacteria compost, which is leaf matter and stuff like that, basically helps out some plants, and then other plants, the funguses helps them. And we talk about mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae is basically any fungus that's basically underground or in that duff layer, that has a relationship with the plant or tree, which tree is a plant. The plants give them sugars from their photosynthesis, and the fungus gives the plant nutrients. They can fit into, in between the soil particles where the roots can't go, and they'll bring it back to the plant and say, "Hey, here's what you need," and it's pretty cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. South Florida says, "Yay, polyculture and food forest." Yep. I think you asked me about Bakashi earlier last time, I think, and I don't remember what it is. So I don't remember what that is. I'll look it up again. Bokashi. Composting. Anaerobic. Uses microorganisms to ferment food waste. It's microorganisms, then it's not by bacteria or by fungus. I would have to read up on it, but that's my initial answer, as if it was a test. Could be wrong. Adam says brassicas are the only family that doesn't like mycorrhizal fungi. They prefer a more actinobacteria dominant soil. All right. All right. Cool. Good info, so South Florida says. Okay, that's either Ringo yowling or it's the other kitty. I think it's the other kitty. Ringo, is that you? It stopped. Okay. Well, as long as I don't hear a cat fight, I think they're fine. All right. All right, Robin says Shawnee and I made one together on herbs to mix things up. Plus, she does it 2 times a month. Yep. This month has an extra week. Oh, so you do something not the plant of the month. Got it. That makes sense. All right. Check what? South Florida says I need to check my organic soil. Never heard that before. Oh, about the brassicas. They'll do fine. Brassicas, they grow. They grow. Oh, that wasn't from you? Somebody else brought it up then. Yeah. All I did is Google it. So, and I only read the AI, which we know can be wrong. So, I recommend looking it up. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, you heard people using that bokashi with their composting toilets. So that's gonna need, you're gonna need to make sure that the compost is, like, if you're gonna use it for food, you're gonna need to definitely make sure that the compost is fully composted and is healthy. So that's probably, there's probably a reason why they use that, and I don't know that reason. Yeah. So I said, just sent my email a minute ago. Awesome. Yeah, speed it up the compost. It could. I just haven't experienced that at all. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. Um, so yeah, there's lots to do with the food forest. And I'm hoping that the soil moisture will be right for the guys to do that in April. So they're going to have a chipper. We can chip the whole tree, which is going to be really good. I'm probably going to have to think about uh, how many logs I want them to just save apart from that, because I'm sure I can do things with logs. Um, I just don't know exactly what I would like, what exactly I would do, because I know I would like, it'd be nice to make some shelves and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, but I don't need all of it. And there's going to be a lot of wood chips. So I'll probably end up with an extra wood chip pile, which will be good because I want to put that in the chicken run whenever I have it. So. Good, South Florida. You're not using human manure unless you have no other choice. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know what I have going on here. I kind of gave a little bit of explanation at the beginning. I feel fine. There's a little bit stuffy up here, but this happened partway through the day. So I feel fine. I've been drinking hot and spicy oregano tea, which is what that is. Yeah, I don't have slippery elm. I do have cough drops from actually I have the tea of I have I'm not really coughing. There's some cough, but there's not really coughing. I have, what's it called? Throat coat tea. And I also have throat coat drop the lozenges. I don't think I have any in my pocket anymore. Yeah. Yes, hot oregano tea is good. My favorite tea that I grew mixture that I grew at my old place, which I will be doing. I have lemon balm outside. It's growing here. It was here when I got here. Is hot and spicy oregano, lemon balm, or lemon verbena, and then on top of that, chocolate mint, and that is really really good, really really good. Yeah. South Florida says mine started as a mild cold, then hit like a Mack truck. Okay. Yeah, throat coat's good. So I am getting away from store-bought teas, and I mean I don't really have much here. I mean I have lemon balm that's growing. You can make tea out of Douglas fir. Um, that has some vitamin C in it. There's rose hips that have vitamin C in it that I have dried. There's some out there as well. I haven't collected any this year. I'm not planning on. I have enough for last year. Um, I'm sure there's dead nettle. I need to look up what that's good for again because that's it's edible, but it's also medicinal. It has like a very slightly celery taste, but that's popping up now. There's all sorts of stuff that you can make into teas, but then I'm also planning on growing a lot more. I had so much stuff at my old property for tea, but people know I like tea, and so they get me tea, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to actually grow my own tea and do that. So I'm drinking down my tea. The ones that I'll keep are throat coat and chai because I like chai. And those are really the only two teas that I want store bought. The rest of it, I don't know, I can make my own chai, but the rest of it is going towards stuff like that, which is oregano. So that's where I am. That's where I am. Yeah. Shawnee's asking Carol, is soursop tea gross? Are there blends? Soursop? I've not heard of soursop tea. That's a fruit, right? Yeah. I did not know they made tea out of that. Interesting. Robin says lemon verbena is the best. It's really it's one of those things like lemon drop candy. Exactly what it smells like. At my old place, I planted it right outside my bedroom door. So when I went out into the garden, I would go like this on my hands, and just smell it. Yeah. Um, awesome. South Florida says I'm doing a live on what we growing for tea. Awesome. Friday night, 10:30. Soursop leaves smell like cat pee. Interesting. Um, do you do soursop leaf cat pee tea? Yeah. Going to go through some of your trees and teas too. Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I've done a lot with teas. A lot of people don't do oregano or thyme or stuff like that as a tea sage. These are all things that are good in tea or as a tea. People just don't think of it as a tea thing. But they're very good. Yeah, and good for you. Yeah. South Florida says, I want to try soursop tea, but my sensitive nose turns me away. Is it the leaf? Oh my gosh. Okay, leaves are used as an anti-cancer, but no medicinal advice. Okay. Yeah. Going to try mulberry leaves, supposed to be good for blood pressure. Tacoma, like the truck, stands, like Stans. I had that out in Gilroy. That's supposed to have it's supposed to be good. The leaf tea is supposed to be good for diabetics, and the flowers are supposed to be chewed for stress relief. they do not taste good, either one. But I did have it because I figured I want to, I hear about something medicinal that I can grow and I want to have it, So yeah. Adam says that needs to be branded sour sop cat PT. I don't know about that. You just call it CPT. Nobody would know. Uh-oh. South Florida has echo. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, there's all sorts of stuff you can grow for medicinal and for teas and for all of that. I mean, rose hips is a really good one. I should make a tea with rose hips now. Not now, but soon. And yeah, it's a good thing to do, to use your plants. So I do have a tea thing planned for this next time. So everybody's on the tea wagon, huh? Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot you can do with the wild forage plants out there, and then all right, South Florida, and then also ones you plant. So I have a goal of learning all of my plants on my property. I know quite a few of them. I did harvest some vanilla leaf, which is native here. It's also called sweet after death. And I found that name to be, those two names are quite different for the same plant, which is why it's important to always look at the scientific name. So vanilla leaf and sweet after death are quite different. Sweet after death is talking about when you cut the leaf and the leaf is dead, it smells sweet, like vanilla, apparently. And that was supposed to be like a fly deterrent. I tried it, it didn't work. But it's also basically you make a tea of it and it makes you throw up. So it's like the was it milk of ipecac or something? Yeah. Anyway, I put it outside because I'm not likely to use it, but I should probably have some of it on hand just in case next year or this year. Robin says, interesting about mulberry leaves. Does it have to be a particular type? Mine's in its third year with me, so I should have a crop. I don't know about her specific stuff with the mulberry, but you could feed it to most animals. I know that mulberry leaves. If you would like to grow silk, that's what they eat. But yeah, as far as I know, I don't know that it would matter. But I'm not sure South Florida came back. Or this is jumping for me again. It might be jumping for me again. So anyway, yeah, so if anybody wants to join on 2 Sundays from now on the 15th, that will be the Cook With Me Live. We're making potato soup and Irish soda bread. And so if you haven't joined the channel, go ahead and join the channel, the membership, and we'll get that set up and have fun with that. If you're local, I have a couple spots left for the rabbit workshop we're doing on the 14th. That's a Saturday before the Cook With Me Live. And yeah, if you're local, message me, let me know you're interested, and we'll go from there. And there will be more rabbit workshops so in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much what's coming up in a couple weekends. And then that following Monday, which would be the 16th, I'll be doing a segment on Urban Gardener's channel on the Grow What You Eat segment. So pretty cool. All right, South Florida says that was weird as heck. On my phone, I closed you and could still hear you. Woo. Oh, I'm no longer in California. Yeah, I'm about an hour north of those of Enoch and Adam. Um, yeah, I'm Southern Oregon. So yeah, um, yeah. If you're in Douglas County or near Douglas County, South Douglas County, that's where I am. So yeah, I used to be in California. My first 3 years of YouTube, I was in California. The first 3 years of YouTube was the last 3 years of like 11 and a half years of food. I food forest was not a term that I knew at the time. Edible landscaping was what I called it. It was in between edible landscaping and food forest. I now know more, and would have done it differently if I done it over again. But it wasn't worth it to change it because I had mature stuff there. So starting that over here, um, yeah, there we go. So yeah. Um, South Florida says when my gardening friends are away, I start hearing Carol King. You're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? My singing voice is not working. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I might be heading off soon. I still have to feed bunnies. I am not pounding posts tonight. I'm going to try and do it. I do know that song. I do know that song. I thought you were trying to reference someone in the gardening world named Carol King, and I couldn't think of who that was. So, yeah. I feel fine. There's a little bit of stuff up here, but I feel fine. I don't hurt. It's fine. Um, but I feel like extra sleep will probably help the process. And I probably will be waking up early to pound in T-posts and the rest of that grounding rod for my apiary. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. My hair looks awesome. Thank you. A fun thing about rabbits, they like to eat your hair. I pet ravioli and rigatoni. This happened back in Gilroy and just hasn't grown out because all your hair grows at the same rate. Um, and I have my hair, and it's this long in the front, but it's that long in the back. Because I'd pet them and they'd be like nibble nibble. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's gone. Yeah. No. Oh my goodness, South Florida, you're funny. Oh goodness, goodness. Well, I might head off here, go feed bunnies, and yeah, ravioli and rigatoni will have babies. I think the 7th and 8th is when they're due. So they have their nest boxes in right now. And then I believe, is that right? I think that's right. I believe it will be the right timing that for this workshop, we could actually breed rabbits. So I don't know that timing is going to add up for all of the workshops that I do, but if you're interested in learning about that, like it's happening, um, then we could do that at this workshop on the 14th. So yeah, yeah. So thank you guys for coming. Yes, see you around. Yes, sleeping. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed this and that you share the channel around. And yeah, look forward to some bee videos, some bunny videos, some food forest stuff is coming up. Um, yeah. Yep. All right. You're going to try the baby leaves, huh? Baby leaves might be stronger. So be careful with that. Because the baby leaves of a tree usually have some extra protection so they don't get browsed. That's my input. I don't know anything about it other than that. All right. Well, have a good night, guys. Thanks for coming, and we will see you on Monday. So we're going back to Monday. Thursday is an enigma. It is only when the first Monday of the month is there do we have it on Thursday. So yeah, back to Monday next week, and we will have a good time. So have a good weekend, guys. All right. Bye.